You can start. You can start your live. You can start now. You are live.
Yeah, I can start now. Yeah.
Okay.
Shall we start now?
Yes, you can start, please. Present yourself.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Well, to be quite honest, I don't have actual words to describe my feeling. And if I know 1,000 words, I might not be able to form one sentence except that smart people who are taught from their own experience, but super smart people who are taught from others' experience. And I am here with you to share thoughts with you about how to exchange our cultures. So today, I am here not only to make a presentation about exchange program, but to share you stories. Because when you tell someone stories about your life, then you are speaking and talking from your heart. So I'd like to start with one quote that if you want to touch your past, touch a rock. If you want to touch your present, touch a flower. And if you want to touch your future, touch a life. And I believe that you can touch your life without true friends from all over the world. If I have 1 minute to speak about the University of IIU, it's a leading university. Imagine that you are in a jungle. All of us want us to figure out how to get out of the jungle. And all of us are sitting on the ground and trying to think which way we can go out of this jungle until someone who takes his decision and climb the tallest tree to see the whole view, and suddenly he get down and say, guys, we can go from this way. This is IIU. IIU is a leading university. It's a university for dreamers all over the world. So I'd like to start my presentation by sharing you a PowerPoint presentation about my experience in Texas. So as you see now, my screen, it's about my story. Just, yeah, here we go. Cairo, Texas Exchange Program, C-TEP. It's an amazing and wonderful experience because, as you know, exchange programs are for connecting, enriching, and empowering the global community. Cultural exchange program expose teacher to people from different cultural, geographic, religious, and economic background, and to provide the opportunity for students to develop greater understanding of diversity. So what I saw in Texas was amazing, but to be honest, I was a part of exchange program with amazing colleagues who were traveling from Cairo to Heathrow Airport to Dallas in the United States, and finally we arrived in Austin. Austin is a very wonderful city in, in the United States. So today in our webinar, I'll start with what do we need to exchange program? As I said before, to understanding the diversity, to understanding the culture of the others, diversity both in their home country and visiting the country. All of us know cultural exchange program allows us to interact with and learn from people. And the first word I learned from Texas people is hey y'all. All of us know that when we say hi, hello, that we greet somebody. But in Corsicana, another town in Texas, they say, hey, y'all. So I learned a lot of things and know that when you interact and learn from people who are different from ourselves, they help us to develop the knowledge and the skills. And I'll tell you what the knowledge and the skills I learned in Texas that are needed for us as a participant in our multicultural society. In this exchange program, in this exchange program, I was able to develop an open mind. We asked a lot of questions, but we have to answer the question, what is TAIC? Texas International Educational Consortium. So I'll show you a short video. It's only 1 minute to know what is TAIC. So let's start with this video. So after you watch this fabulous video about Texas International Education Consortium, who was the sponsor for this exchange program, I'd like to motivate you to answer this question. Do you think exchange programs take you out of your comfort zone? If you say yes, why? And if you say no, why not? As you see in this photo, I started my presentation with the last moment in our program, the graduation moment. After we finish this program, they give us a certificate of graduation and they made a huge celebration for us because this moment they declared that we finished the program. And I think if you want to make exchange program or be a part of exchange program, it's like stepping outside your front door. You see and hear things that could be very different to how your family sees. However, it isn't one-way street. Sharing and exchanging culture is vital for the whole world. So exchange cultures is simply sharing any aspects of your culture with someone else, especially in Texas, people from different background to you. Also, it could be sharing information, and that what basically happened. We shared a lot of information about education, about our curriculum, about our teaching methods, about teacher training, and how we changed our curriculums. Because here in Egypt, we changed our curriculum to prepare our learners for jobs that haven't been created, for technologies that haven't been invented yet, and to solve a problem that haven't been anticipated yet. And for us, it was not surprise because they told us in Austin that also we changed our curriculum for the main purpose you changed your curriculums in Egypt. So it could be sharing information about what clothes you wear, talking together about the relation, about education, as I told you before. You can talk about activities in special celebrations. And I watch it, how they are professional in baseball sport, what food they like. So I enjoyed food in Texas. I enjoyed food in Corsicana because they are very professional cook, especially when they make pasta, they make meatball, a lot of food. We really enjoyed their food. And the sport they play, they are amazing in sports. And I'd like to say that we have examples of cultural exchanges, especially learning language, because all of us, as a non-native speaker, want us to be English fluent speaker. You know, language is a huge part of our culture, how we express ourselves. Learning another language opens us up to a wider understanding of how we see the world and allows us to communicate with a lot more people who don't speak our languages. So, as educator, have you ever taught in another country? It was an amazing experience because, as you see in the screen, I was sharing my thoughts about how we teach English language, and I was very lucky to meet a very intelligent students. So I like to invite you to enjoy watching this short video when I share thoughts in Corsicana Middle School. So let's start watching this. Okay. Okay. Now,
Please go forward. Your slides, not move your slides, please.
Sorry. Can you hear? Can you hear the video?
Is the first slide visible? Just the first slide.
Only the first slide?
Yes, yes.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Can you see this slide?
No, just first slide.
Okay. I'll share it again.
Okay.
Can you see this?
No, still the first slide. Try to close and okay.
Okay. Can you see this slide?
Perfect.
Okay. This slide, it's perfect. Can you listen to this video?
The volume, please. Volume.
Okay.
Not audible.
Can you hear the audio?
No. Not sound yet.
Can you hear the audio?
No, no.
It's okay.
Now it's okay.
Okay. After we've watched this video, I'd like to share more information about benefits of exchange program. And as you see in this new slide, teacher exchange program provides an opportunity for teacher to explore the culture of foreign country. That's exactly what happened. We explored how they talk to each other, how they live, how they teach, how they learn, and how they spend their free time. Again, further learning and share experience with their country of origin. This is the benefit of exchange program. And here in this slide, you can see all of us as Egyptian educators who are going to explore what beyond the Atlantic Ocean. So the program includes seminars, workshops, guest speakers, and we discuss a lot of topics like curriculum development, 21st century skills, and how to use critical thinking in teaching and learning, professional learning communities, PLC, coaching and mentoring, and all of us are going to learn how to be a coach, how to be a mentor. And a lot of educators asked me what the, the difference between coaches and mentor and how to be a good mentor. Also, we discussed inclusion for students with disabilities and project-based learning, also TESOL methods. And after the first week, there was extra week in school sign residency. So you see a lot of topics, but I like to speak about how we share thoughts. And I remember the principal of Sam Houston Elementary School. His name is Dallas Horn. When I said to him, I noticed that your teacher is sitting in the classes. He said, at the end of the school day, it's not supposed to be teachers to be tired. It's supposed that our learners to be tired. And I thought that they applied the approach of learners-centered approach. When we when we trained our teachers to use learner-centered approach, we are only focused on theoretical part. So we need to focus on practical part to make our learners search for the knowledge, try to learn the skill, and to know how to acquire knowledge, not only learn. Because all of us know there is a big difference between learning and acquisition. Learning involves the ability to comprehend and recall information. You just read from the book, try to recall information, and test yourself by some kind of tests. But when we acquire knowledge, you not only learn, but apply what you learned in real life. And all of us know H. Douglas Brown, who introduces two different modes of learning by using a metaphor that language is like a camera. And the camera has two lenses, zoom lens and wide angle lens. H. Douglas Brown said, when you are focusing on grammar, vocabulary, small pronunciation rules, you are only focusing on zoom lens. But when you are motivate your learners to use your language and use language skills outside classroom, you are using wide angle lens. And you are free as a language, as a language teacher and a language learner to move back and forth between two different modes. So in Texas, we share thoughts about how can we use integrated skills because in the previous years in Egypt, when we teach English language, we teach separated skills. We teach listening in a day, in the following day we teach speaking, in another day we teaching reading and writing, but now we are teaching integrated skills in one lesson. We try to teach our learners how to speak, how to listen, how to read, and how to write in the same session. So when we share knowledge and thoughts with Texas people about these topics, we learned that we need more efforts to develop our curriculums. And concerning the difference between coach and mentoring, all of us know that mentor is someone who gives advices based on their own personal and professional experience. So we go to mentor when we want to learn something they already know. We may go to someone who has a position that we aspire to have it. So if you want to be, for example, CEO of any company someday, you might look for a mentor who is CEO. If you want to climb a Mount Everest, you might see and go out to a mentor, someone who is already done this. This, what we learned in Austin with Professor Daniel, how to be a good mentor and how to be a good coach. And if we ask about being a coach, you know, a coach is ultimately responsible for the performance, production, and engagement of your mentees. Why we need to be a coach, as we expect our mentees to be much more adaptable and much more capable of moving forward. So after we finished the first week, we know and we share a lot of thoughts about curriculum development, 21st century skills, professional learning communities, coaching, mentoring, learning walks. And I remember a lot of situations that happen in the school. So if you see this slide, it was when I speaking with LASA students. And the LASA, LASA, it's a liberal arts and science academy. This high school in Austin City. And as you see from this presentation, LASA offer signature courses, which are collaborative groups classes where students research, design, implement, and present projects in various science and humanities. If you see these pictures, I was telling them that if you want to achieve your goals, don't chase money. And they are, as you see, raising their heads and they are listening. And some of them, one of them say, no, I'll chase money. I was laughing because my point is don't chase money. Do what you love and the money will chase you. So they began to nod their heads and they began to understand what I said. In this school, it's a public, and all of us No, the Texas public school system is structured to provide free education for all Texas children and all Texas learners, regardless of race, religion, and or ability. Public schools like Lhasa School are self-governing with their own leadership and policy making process. To you, Texas has 1,000 or more than 1,026 public school districts. Most are independent school districts. So they have a powerful educational system. And if we go to the next slide, this is the teacher who was working in this school. His name, David Walker. He was teaching of the earth and organic chemistry. And the main point of this slide is that we changed our curricula, as I said before, to prepare our learners for jobs that haven't been created yet. You know, this teacher in Lhasa school wasn't in his classroom. He was in the open area. He was standing in front of a tree and give them practical lesson. This what we need to apply in our school, in Asia, in Europe, in other countries. We need to teach them a practical science, not a theoretical science, because they want to know how can we apply these principles and rules in the real life. But my question, are teachers able to make them not only to learn, but acquire also? And I told you before, we need to make our learners acquire information, acquire knowledge, not only learn. So as you see, this slide, Lhasa subject proficiency. In Texas, subject proficiency, Texas administrated the state of Texas assessment of academic readiness. This test is its name is STAR, STAAR, to high school students. These figures display how well the school as a whole performed in reading and mathematics. And if you see the school, district, and the state, and I make a comparison between school, Lhasa school, and district and the state to know where is Lhasa school. And as you see in mathematics, Lhasa got more than 82 degree, and the district is 62, and the state is 50% in mathematics. If we turn it to reading, you will be surprised to find that Lhasa school learners are 100% in reading. All of them are professional in reading. And if we compare reading in Lhasa to district and the state, we find the district and the state is 50%. So in science also, Lhasa learners got 100%, but the district is 63% and the state 60%. This graph shows us how Lhasa learners are very, very good and excellent learners in mathematics, reading, and science. The another slide is about the test, STAAR, a test that is the measure of how students perform academically. So this is learners proficiency star. We can apply this test in Egypt or in India or in Europe, Armenia, Poland. How can we make this test for a national standard to know that we are good or bad in math, reading, and science? Oh, this is Dr. Heather, the Chief Program and Operation Officer at TAIC. And as I said before, she is the most amazing educator and the most amazing operation officer because she helped us a lot through our program and she provided a lot of facilities to make us comfortable with this program. So from here, I'd like to say that you are Dr. Heather, you are a dreamer, and thanks a lot for helping us to complete our program successfully. And I'd like to thank two persons, Anne-Marie and Lauren. They are program coordinator. They helped us in our school side visit. They helped us in achieving a successful program. So thanks a lot, Anne-Marie. Thanks a lot, Lauren, for your help through this program. And at the end, I want to say that the success of your presentation will be judged not only by the knowledge you deliver, but also by the listeners they receive. I hope that today I can give you extra information about the educational system in Texas because American educational system is a leading educational system in the world, and we learned a lot about how can we share thoughts about improving our educational system in Egypt. And the final thing I want to share with you that all of us know that Nelson Mandela is universally regarded as a great leader. You can take other personalities according to the knowledge you know. You can take other personalities according to the nation you go. But Nelson Mandela is regarded as a great leader. And he was asked, how did he become a great leader? He said that he remembered two things when he was young. He was actually the son of a tribal chief. And he remembered two things. Number one, the elders of his tribe was sitting in a circle position, and his father was the last one to speak. From exchange program, I also learned to be the last one to speak because this gave me two benefits. Number one, I listen to all people's opinions. Number two, I become the last one before I render my opinion. So when you give the others opportunity to express themselves, and when you become the last one to speak, that you will be a great leader. So I'd like to thank all of you for giving me your time to listen this great story and great knowledge that I gained from my wonderful journey to Texas. So finally, thanks a lot and always accept my deepest appreciation, IIU, and it's wonderful to be with you today and share with you my presentation about exchange program between Egypt and Texas concerning the educational system and how can we share thoughts about improving our curriculums, improving our teaching methods. So thanks a lot for your time. And ma'am, the floor is yours.